Good evening, it's Matt Rogers. It's 20:03 PM and it's the 18th of the 5th, 2017. And here you can see on this FAA advisory weathercam product, this haze in the sky, this sun that we see now. Very much different from the sun we have had before many years back. And you can see how glary and bright it is and how it gives off this yellow lemon colour on the land. And the land here doesn't look healthy, does it, on this cam? And you can see those chemtrails just hazy up in the sky. The dark shadows as well. And I've just want to pay a respect to Steve Olson as well, because I just watched your video, Steve, and don't feed them. Just carry on, because you're a fantastic guy and you've done some brilliant work. You really have, and you've just been persistent all the way through. And that's what the people need, for persistence and just dedication to keep the work going and just to show the truth. Because the powers to be, they will not disclose anything to the public. And I urge every single one of us not to be sat on the fence with this, because I've been looking at the skies for over 8 years, even earlier when I was a young lad, and I've noticed those changes, and it only seemed to have got worse since 2014, 2015, and we are seeing some strange objects up there in the heavens. It's real, it's true, it's a situation where I believe a lot of the shills are in fear, they're worried, just saving face. Just, if you don't like our channels, just leave us alone and just let other people just who are believers to acknowledge the truth and to keep looking up at the skies as well. It's very important, because many of us now, we have seen things up there in the skies, and also we're seeing things now. We're seeing those red reflections, we're seeing objects up there as well. So I'm going to continue with these cams, but bear in mind there are some fantastic channels out there. They're doing some absolutely amazing work. Prep Aussie from Australia, he's been persistent, giving out the truth of what's going on with the government and what's happening up there in our skies as well. I mean, there's just many people out there. There's Jeff P as well, fantastic man, who's given out the truth, and he's seen what's going on up there in the skies as well, and his work's just persistent, very persistent. Many believers and many truthers out there that have disclosed a lot of information. Many of them have lost their lives as well. So let's just carry on, because we know that this huge celestial object, Nibiru, is heading into our solar system. People call it wormwood, people call it the frightener. It's been in the history books. The Sumerians had given the information out on their tablets. Dr. Harrington lost his life through this. Mr. Lloyd Pye, fantastic, very clever man, please watch his channels. He gives out the truth all the time. So I urge you just to forget about the shills. Just let's be strong about this. That's what we need. So I'm going to go to another cam now. This is another cam as well, from Alaska, the Roan East cam, facing east. I mean, there's lots of changes up there, isn't there? I mean, never seen clouds like this, but today here in the UK we're seeing the same clouds, broken up chems. I mean, there's something here that's lighting up blue. Can you see this? This isn't our sun. Look at all the haze, all the greyness in the sky, and all these broken chems. We're seeing all this. The whole of the planet was suffering with this all of today as well. And again, it's important what I say about the land. It's just grey and dried up, isn't it? It's dried up. Everything is falling apart in front of us. The health of the land, our world, our planet, and NASA and government are ruining it for us. They're unpeeling our planet all the time. There's a chemtrail here. All this haze. They're spraying all the time. As we're in bed asleep, for the next day, we are going to be choking on this. It's going to get so much, we will start having serious breathing problems. This is called a Gustavus dot cam as well, south in Alaska. You can see the timestamp there. It's the 18th of May 2017 and it's 11:02. I mean, look on the land here. Look here on the land. I mean, we're being eclipsed. These objects are eclipsing our sun right now. This is because these chemtrails are blocking the... It's being darkened, the land, because we're being eclipsed. There is objects in front of the sun. And this is why our celestial body, the sun, is acting very strangely right now. This is why it's becoming a furnace up there. It really is. It's very, very dangerous. We just got to keep giving out these this information to people. I really urge people to prepare. I really do. It's important. This is called a McKinley North, and this is pointing southeast. And again, you can see this, can't you? This is very strange. These skies are getting much stranger every day now, aren't they? It's getting to be a bit of a situation now, isn't it? They're throwing everything up there now. The military are throwing all these chemicals up there to hide these objects and also to cool our atmosphere down. They're spending trillions and trillions of dollars now, trillions of pounds all across the world. I mean, look at the natural clouds. I mean, here, here, and here are just being burnt away. I mean, look at this. But people still believe that this is just natural clouding. Oh, come on. This is a sheet blanket of chemtrails. Poisons. And they're using the technology now. They've been using it now for a good 2 years. They're using HAARP and they're using that CERN. They're using the both technologies to cover our skies as well, to manipulate the weather, to change and stop those clouds from moving. They know the truth. These celestial bodies have been round here before, caused a huge pole shift. They crumbled the land. I mean, there's evidence here on the mountains. All this was flat and it's crumbled. It crushed together when the last pole shift occurred. I mean, look at it. It's so evident now. The Sumerians would have seen that white hot sun before their pole shift. They would have seen this. If they could come back, they would warn people now. They really would warn people now to head to the mountains, to go to high land. Military around the world, they know it's coming, and they are now living on high land. Naval officers around the world now have moved to higher land. They're prepared for this. All the time we've got to really think out the box. It's very important. I'm going to go through this cam, okay, and show you what they're doing up there in the skies. I mean, look at it. It's totally disgusting how they're getting away with this. I mean, look at all those chems above the natural clouds being burnt. I mean, Mr. Dave Dobbs, who's got his own channel, fantastic guy as well. I mean, he speaks the truth as well about what's going on. He's seen those celestial objects as well. I mean, it's got to a stage now where we're getting very close now to the truth, aren't we? We're seeing the differences in our skies all the time. There has been other objects that have already gone on a flyby, but we've got other objects and lots of trash coming through as well. The brown dwarf star's still on its way. We're seeing these changes all the time. So I'm going to go to a different image now for you. This is called an EOT cam, and this is facing east on the Alaska cams. I mean, again, very, very dark on the ground, and this white light source in the sky. I mean, it's like a torch, isn't it? I mean, look how bright it is. far too bright to be our sun. It's just too bright. We've got an object that's in front of it to hide and cloak a lot of things. We've got chemtrails in the sky that's trying to cool our atmosphere down because of these objects that are aggravating our sun all the time. The sun's companion is with the sun. They're cloaking it all the time, and it just, I mean, you can see the changes all the time. It's just, I mean, hand on heart, I don't make no money with my channel. There's no need to. I just want to be loyal, and I just want to show you what I see and I feel as well. I mean, I look out at the stars at night time and I can see objects, and it's just, at the beginning I just felt I couldn't do a channel. I didn't know how to do it, and I spoke and contacted quite a few people like Mr. Prep Aussie, Dill Martin, even spoke to Steve Olsen as well a couple of years ago, and I just kept looking at the different channels and spoke to Smith the Mister as well from the UK, and they all said, do a channel, do, you know, put out your images out onto YouTube to show what you can see. And I just didn't know how to do it, so it took me time to try and learn, you know. Right from the beginning I was just waving my camera up into the sky at the sun and explaining what I could see and what I felt about the world and the government and everything and the perception of life. And I've got to a stage now where I just want to bring the message across. That's all I wanted to do, bring the message across of what I've seen and what I can see now. And let me tell you something, the sun has definitely changed. It's changed its colour, the heat of it as well. It makes you very dry. It's a different, I mean, the weather patterns, I mean, first it's very hot and then it rains for a short time and hailstones, stops, and I mean, it's all erratic now, isn't it? The jet stream is broken up as well, and I wanted to get the words across with that as well. And there are some really nice people that have spoke to me through the time that I've worked on the videos, and it's amazing what they've said as well. They've said some fantastic things, and they've seen, I mean, the things that they've seen as well, and other stories, other comments that people have said as well match the same of what they've seen. So, I mean, we're all awake to this, aren't we? We know there's something that's seriously wrong. It's so annoying that the government will not say anything. I just hope that Mr. Donald Trump will disclose it. That's just hope he does this. We hope that he's a very trustworthy man and he will be open to us to explain what's going on, because we're seeing this now, aren't we? We're seeing that the sun is now changed. We're seeing this, aren't we, all the time now? Very, very strange. I mean, look at it now. It's disappeared. I mean, look at all this chems. I mean, they're cloaking it. I mean, it's... Anyway, I'm going to go to a different cam now. Now, this is another cam, okay, called the top cam, southeast on the Alaska cams. And I want to show you this as well. When the sun, this simulator, this object, okay, this far too bright to be our natural sun. I mean, the colour's completely different now. We all know this, don't we? When it goes across the sky at the top here, it's light on the right hand side, but as it goes across, the sky dims and darkens. Now, it shouldn't do this with the sun being up in the sky, because it's supposed to be light both sides. So I'm just going to play this to you. If you see this now, you'll see the sky dimming and lightening up. And also to the right hand side you see the natural clouds just being dissipating, just burning away. Here comes this object. I don't call it the sun anymore, I call it something else. I mean, there's an object in front. Look how dark it gets now as it's off the screen. Can you see how dark it gets to the left hand side on this image? I mean, very, very strange. I mean, these world leaders, they know. They have the information. They have the information now. The Nibiru is out there. They know it. They've known it for years. They have got the acknowledgement of this, and they've got the information to disclose it. I believe that they want to disclose it. They really do. But the Vatican and the shadow government, they are telling them not to. And it's a situation that, I mean, we can see those chemtrails now, can't we? We can see that the sun is changing its colour now, can't we? I mean, how long are they going to just leave this lingering on for? I mean, there was a report that Mr. Trump was on one of the chem planes, and there was evidence of a photograph. Mr. Putin also knows this. He knows what they're doing, and again, they're just letting them do it because it's the only way to cool the atmosphere down with these trails now, with these poisons up there. They're spraying it on their own families. And it's something that won't go away. Wormwood will not go away. It's said in the Bible. I mean, if you study this, you will see that the truth is out there. That these large objects are heading our way, causing a lot of problems. It's like throwing a spanner in the works. We've just got to awake other people, because I'm walking around again and they're just, people are just fast asleep to this whole situation. They have to be truthful to us now. Be open to us, Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. Putin. You need to let this out now. Make people, get people to prepare for this now. Please, we need to save our loved ones and our families with this situation. So if you're watching, please, I urge you to say something now. It's so important, because the sun is beating far too much now. We're now coming into the summer period in the Northern Hemisphere in the UK, and already now the sun is white hot, and it's unbearable. And we're seeing these shadows, and we're seeing these chemtrails, and we're being affected by it now. Plant life, everything around the world is being affected, so please, please announce this now, please. Here again, this image. Now this image is have been taken northeast near the Orion's Belt, and it's, I mean, it's so evidential. I mean, this isn't Mars or any other celestial body that we know of that's out there in our solar system now. This is something else that's coming in now. You can see the ring round it with all the trash, and you can see the object in the centre of it. I don't know how far away this situation is, but let me tell you now that this system's coming in now like a runaway train. It's just heading inwards all the time. We're seeing the evidence now. All the time. Picking objects like this in the early hours of the morning. I mean, they're not supposed to be there, are they? I've tracked it with the scope solar chart after picking these objects up on camera, and they're an unknown object that's not supposed to be in that area. So that is just 100% that they're hiding these celestial bodies, and the heat that's coming off these objects is causing the Earth to change. I mean, the heat and the colouring in the skies and the temperatures, I mean, it's all out of whack now, isn't it? The jet stream I mentioned earlier on, it's finished. It's just out of whack. The ozone layer is just gone. It's finished. The more they keep spraying our skies, the more this object is coming in. This is another cam, and this is in Atacama, it's a desert in Chile, and it's 5,000 meters above sea level. And this is going to be a good cam to keep an eye on. I'm going to keep this on one of the monitors right through the night and see if I can pick anything up for you. But you can see there, can't you, that white hot object that's up in the sky. It's now got white hot. It's changed its colour. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. Might be able to catch something on this through the evening on this this cam. These are called the ALMA antennas. This also in Chile as well, and they're on 24/7 tracking any signal or anything that's going on. And I mean, the government are so into checking for any sort of signals and anything that's happening out there in the skies. They're prepared for this. Here's another one of these huge dishes. I mean, look at the size of the thing. Billions of dollars to build these for checking out the skies and things as well. I mean, they're doing it all the time, aren't they now? Here's another view of the Chile cam, so I'll be again, I'll be watching this, see if we can pick up some something up in the skies, so we can pick them heavily bodies up there, because I'm believing now that we're getting close to this situation now. We really are. Seeing the shadows and seeing this white hot sun, it's completely changed its colour. I said this all the way through the video, it really has. And again, I believe the powers to be are panicking. They can't do nothing to it. They can't change this situation. This high definition cam image, this cam is on 24/7. It rotates. So I'll be watching this through the night. I'll be videoing this and zooming in. You can zoom in on this and move the screen around. I mean, let's do this now. I'm going to point this towards the sun. Okay, let's get this straight. Okay, you've got a lot of glare there, okay? A lot of lens flare and what have you. And I did that video also earlier on today of, I thought was an object, but it wasn't. It was lens flare. I apologise about that glare on the first footage of the Skyline cams. So again, get things right, get things wrong, but I just want to just show you what I see. But I believe we're going to get something very right shortly, because I'm seeing very much of this sun now that's just, I mean, it's in its solar maximum now. It's pumping out all those flares, and it's getting much brighter, isn't it? And I've seen it on other cams flash, and I've actually seen it in the sky flash. And when those chemtrails go in front of it, it just darkens off very quickly. I mean, the whole land darkens. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't do that at all. Let's have a look around here. It takes its time as I move the cam. But as it gets darker on this cam, I'll be checking to see what I can find on here for you as well. I'm using this cam quite a lot, so I'm going to keep an eye on this, okay? It's a shame you can see that glare there as well, but can you see what I'm on about? I mean, those chemtrails. Can you see again how dark it is on the land here? It's just very dim, isn't it? You get this yellow colouring on the land. This object is, as again, it's just beaming down, but it's this simulator that's in front of it. There's a disk in front of it that's up in our atmosphere that's doing a lot of cloaking, a lot of blocking at the moment. So I'm going to keep an eye on this for you. They don't seem to be chemtrailing a lot on this cam as well. So we're going to get a good view on this, aren't we? No chemtrails. I wonder why. Because they want to pick up signals clearly with these huge discs that they use. These transmitters. Very strange. This is another image as well. I mean, there's the sun, and there's a filter that was so you can't see much of the glare, but you can see a red object there. I mean, it shouldn't be red, should it? It should be, I mean, look at it. It's another very interesting image, isn't it? That's been sent in by a kind subscriber. I mean, this is fantastic, isn't it? Just very strange, isn't it? What people are looking at as well. These are these images in Chile again, but this is a night image where they're tracking and trying to pick up signals and point to the skies every single 24/7. There's people that are working on it to see what's going on up there in the stars. I mean, outstanding images, aren't they? They're collecting as well, so it's important to I mean, seeing what's up there is just amazing. This also is an image of the eclipsed moon striking night sky. I mean, look at this as well. I mean, it's mind-blowing, isn't it, what these objects can see and what they're tracking. This image is called the Tinkerbell Triplet. I mean, it's up there in the vastness of space. I mean, space weather is getting erratic up there now. But these are stunning images, aren't they? Absolutely stunning. And humanity need to know that these shapes are up there in the nights of the heavens. So I'm going to show you some images of what subscribers have sent in, and also Mr. Prep Aussie sent some fantastic images. I want to show you these to you now. This is one of the first images that he sent in. I mean, what it says here, it says gamma test and note the blue object. Now, when it was unenhanced, you could see a blue object there. It's picking up other objects as well, and there's something that's behind this chemtrail. He's got a lot of advanced technology, Mr. Prep Aussie, and he does test and control the image to get it right. And he's doing a hard job. I mean, it's dedication, isn't it, again, to see through those chems to try and catch these heavenly bodies. I'm going to show you another image. This is the next image that Prep sent in. And what he's saying here is gamma and contract. The contrast and brightness couldn't. Note that the black and C could not turn down a lot. I mean, he's trying to manipulate the image to be able to pick up these objects. So it's just about adjusting the screens and that to be able to pick these objects up again. Again, you can see here that he's trying to enhance it again, and you can see that there is something that's here and here. And also, when the sun comes up, there's a huge light source that comes up to the right hand side, and we've seen this on the Mexico cams as well. This is inverted, and it's Prep said here as well, you can now clearly see these objects. Can you see something behind those cams? It's a fantastic work, Prep, what you're doing. Absolutely fantastic. Something is here. Can you see this now? He's cleaned the image. See, NASA, what they do is when they do images up there on the moon and other images as well, they blur it out, they block it out, so you can't see anything. So it's washing the images. See, there's another object up there, inverted and valve inverted, value inverted. So again, I mean, excellent, absolutely excellent, Prep Aussie, what you're doing. These images were sent in yesterday by a guy called Ron from the UK, and I sent them to Prep Aussie. And what Prep's done is cleverly enhanced the pictures. This one's been inverted. Can you see this? Two objects, here and here. This is on the opposite side, and also the moon was somewhere else. This was a light source that was coming through the night sky. Here you can see that the value has been inverted as well, changing the colours to see if we can enhance it. I mean, look, he's done it again. He's saying here, note these are in the background, here and here, objects. Here's another one on a gamma test. He gamma tests these to change the colours as well. There's clearly something else there as well, look. He's also said here as well, gamma and brightness and contrast adjusted as can be seen. I mean, there's other things up there, isn't there? Hue test on gamma and brightness and contrast. And he's put here as well, matte, whatever these are, they are 100% real. Here and here. There's something strange in the skies all the time. Here's the end image, but I mean, you can see clearly that there's something. He's cleaned the image. This is like a square shape. I mean, look at this. There's lots of things happening now up there in the skies, isn't there? Lots of things now. Anyway, I'm going to go now, so I'm going to be back again.